Well, it's Tuesday, November 13th, and the Stena IceMax drill ship has arrived at the Block 10 drill site, which is operated by ExxonMobil. It's an important well, and most significant about it is it'll be two wells drilled back to back by ExxonMobil. They're expected to take perhaps 2 to 3 months to complete. At the end of that, Cyprus should have some idea whether or not there's anything significant in Block 10. From what I understand, the target is the carbonate strata that most likely extends from the one that runs through the Egyptian waters, where the giant Zohr gas field was discovered. Fortunately, the drill ships arrived on site without any interference from Turkey so far. Hopefully it'll remain that way. Block 10 is outside the area that Turkey is claiming as its continental shelf. Block 11 is outside of that as well. However, there's been a lot of warnings from Turkey. Turkish President Erdogan's made a number of comments warning Cyprus and the companies involved in the offshore exploration here not to explore in what is considered Turkish waters, or those that the so-called Turkish Republic in northern Cyprus is claiming as their own territory. Cyprus is adhering to UN Convention on the Law of the Sea when it drew up its exclusive economic zone. And so there have been a number of steps taken by Turkey to basically interfere with that. One is, the extension, the claim by Turkey to quite a large continental shelf that extends to what it considers to be Egyptian waters. It doesn't take since it doesn't recognize the Republic of Cyprus, it doesn't take Cypriot EEZ seriously. Then also to the eastern side of the island and to the southeast of the offshore, the Turkish administration in the north has made some claims and awarded those claims to Turkish Petroleum. So this follows an incident last January. The Italian company Eni made a discovery which could be of 6 to 8 trillion cubic feet at the Calypso well in Block 6, which is to the west of the island. It then sent its drill ship, the Saipem 12,000, east to Block 3 to drill another one, and it was confronted there by 5 Turkish warships that prevented it from reaching the drill site, and ultimately forced Eni to abandon the plan. Turkey claims the continental shelf extends from the mainland south to the west of the island. The claims overlap with Cypriot blocks 1, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And the Turkish Cypriot administration claims the offshore area north and east of the island, also south and southeast of the island. So that, and this is licensed, as I said, the TPAO. The claim overlaps Cyprus blocks 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 12, and 13, but it doesn't extend as far south as the Aphrodite gas field, which is that's located near the Cypriot, Israeli, and Egyptian maritime borders. So Turkish and Turkish Cypriot claims of the Cyprus offshore blocks, they claim practically everything with the exception of blocks 10 and 11. Following the statements made by the Turks and the Turkish Cypriots, it seems that the Turkish policy is to either control exploration and production in the Cypriot waters or to stop it, judging by their action. So Cyprus has made it clear to Turkey and the Turkish Cypriots that any benefits received from future gas sales will be shared amongst all the Cyprus citizens. This seems to be a big complaint by the Turkish Cypriots, as they feel that they're not going to be getting any share from these gas resources, when and if they're eventually developed. But the Cypriot government has tried to, it's repeated several times that all Cypriot citizens, Turkish Cypriots, included, will have some share in whatever revenues are received, and that they'll be distributed fairly. So last week, speaking at the 14th Economist Cyprus Summit in Nicosia, President Anastasiades remarked that Cyprus would have a geostrategic role to play as the hydrocarbon resources in the region are developed. He said future Cyprus policy would be based on the pillars of respect for international law, creation of opportunity, and the conviction that hydrocarbon discoveries would lead to closer cooperation amongst all the countries in the region. So Cyprus has close relations with all countries, he said, except Turkey. And he added that the government would continue with its energy program despite Turkey's provocations for the benefit of all the island's legal citizens. The foreign minister, Mr. Christodoulides, also said at the conference that they invited Turkey to get involved with the exploration in the East Mediterranean, but it was, the ball was in Turkey's court on this. The energy minister, Yorgos Lakoutripis, said that Cyprus wouldn't be drawn into playing what he called the instability game with Turkey over claiming rights in the Cyprus EEZ. He said the ministry has been operating in close coordination with the licensed companies in the Cyprus offshore and their main offices. And the government had also been working to solidify good relations with these Mediterranean companies in order to establish the geopolitical stability that those companies seek to work in. So Lakoutripis said the focus is now on further exploration and the monetization of gas discoveries, those being the Aphrodite field and Calypso, the Calypso discovery. Plans for new wells in 2019 are under discussion. And also Block 7 is due to be licensed within the next couple of months. So a commercial agreement to pipe Aphrodite gas to Egypt for export is in negotiations. And the coming years should see some important developments in Cyprus and the East Med. And hopefully that will be the case. On Aphrodite, companies started negotiations with the government to reframe the production sharing contract and adjust the revenues shares because the partners are saying that it's going to be quite an expensive undertaking, and the return on the investment under the current contract won't be sufficient. Apart from that, they're hoping to get a final investment decision by the end of 2020, and then once development takes place, gas should flow to IDCU, the LNG plant in Egypt, by around 2022.